Hi, my name is Callum and I'm making this vlog because I wanted to add my voice to the tumult of genderqueer voices which already exist on YouTube and the internet in general, but especially YouTube, because I've found that it's very helpful for your confidence to see that there are other people who think and feel the same way about gender that you do. Um, so I identify as genderqueer, um, and my gender identity situates itself somewhere in a kind of feminine place, as you may be able to tell. So I'm Scottish, as you will be able to tell from my accent, and I go to university and I study English. And that is actually kind of how I came to the whole genderqueer identity thing, because really the first place that I came across the whole idea of genderqueer and gender variant stuff is through gender theory and queer theory, which is kind of one of the areas of literature that I'm interested in. And so very important to me were books like Michel Foucault's The History of Sexuality, which I read all of, even the kind of dull and bizarre. It's an achievement to manage to be both dull and bizarre. Second and third volumes of History of Sexuality, which are mostly about the Greeks and Romans and are just really wacky, but also read things like Judith Butler's Gender Trouble, which, more than any other book, I think, changed my life. Well, Undoing Gender is actually, it's underread, but Undoing Gender is also really good. And more recently I've come to sort of more kind of widely read, sort of more kind of less academic writers on gender issues. And at the moment I'm reading for about the trillionth time The Naked Civil Servant by Quentin Crisp, which, if you've not read it, you should definitely read, because Quentin Crisp, if you don't know, was born on Christmas Day 1908, and went around in the 30s in London, you know, wearing makeup and being openly feminine and openly queer, and did not have an easy time of it in 1930s London, but you know, he's a very big inspiration. Has been to lots of people, but his book is really good. And one of the things which is kind of has been my motto, as I've been coming out as genderqueer, is something he said, which is, style is being yourself but on purpose. And I completely believe that. Sorry, I'm making the computer shake with my nodding my head. So what else is there? I'll talk a little bit about my gender presentation and how my gender queerness manifests itself. I'm really not into any of the things of masculinity. You know, although I'm wearing a shirt right now, I'm not into the things of masculinity. So I wear makeup, and I used to have longer hair than this. I cut my hair like this because I cut it myself. When freshly blow dried and washed it, it looks like I'm a 70s schoolgirl from space, which is the look I was going for. I don't know if you can hear an airplane overhead. I live in a town which is near an Air Force base. And there's planes overhead all the time. I really dislike masculine things, such as traditionally associated masculine things, such as, you know, sports and war and hunting bison, and I prefer more traditionally associated feminine things, like I'm quite a domestic person, and I like to to bake and to cook and that sort of thing. But you know, before I came out as genderqueer, I still liked those things, and I didn't ever like hunting bison. But you know, it's more than just that for me, because I feel, although it's not my ambition to physically transition at the moment, it's not my ambition to physically transition into being female, because on the whole, with the exception of a few, you know, sort of annoying things, I don't find a few sort of annoying things and one particularly annoying thing, I don't find it is that unbearable to live, for me, to live in a male body at the moment. One of the sort of annoying things is facial hair, which I'm not wild about. But I do feel quite feminine a lot of the time in myself. So I'm coming from that sort of place, and that's why I want my gender presentation to be kind of more feminine. So I've probably rambled enough for now. I plan on doing this again and doing more vlogging. But in the meantime, goodbye, and I'll see you again soon.